Welcome to PopTake, your hot take on pop culture, music, and life. I'm Hugo Filipe.
I'm Mikael Melo.
And we got so much to talk about this week.
It feels like this episode was made for me.
We've got Taylor Swift.
Owns her original masters, finally. Fifth Harmony might be reuniting. I mean, 3 out of the 5 of them were spotted together.
This is what you've been waiting for.
This is literally my whole identity. The only way this episode could get better is if Sabrina Carpenter just walked into the room. That's really...
Well, I don't think that's going to happen.
No, but I'm just saying today is a good day.
But...
Overcompensating on Amazon Prime. Such a good show we're going to get into. So much new music.
Yeah, Miley. We've got Lorde, Ava Max. There's literally so much new stuff this week.
And we just got to get into it.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Let's start with Taylor because that's
Swift.
Obviously a big
thing. Taylor Swift owns her masters, and I think that's something fans never thought was potentially going to happen. And there's 2 ways to look at it. I'm a Swiftie. You are a Swiftie. I feel like you've been converted.
You
love Torture Poets.
I do love Torture Poets, but isn't that the album that everyone hates from her?
No, I mean, there's a Taylor Swift album for everyone. Anyways, to the point, Taylor Swift owns her masters, which is amazing, and fans never really thought that would happen. So she wrote this open letter, and it's funny because you literally sent it to me, and I was like, you're the bigger Swiftie at this point.
You were walking home. Because, side note, we tried to film this the other day, and started drilling the second that we started to film. So you were walking home pissed that we wasted an hour setting up and you had not looked at your phone, which is when she announced that she
owns her masters. And the crazy thing about Taylor Swift owning her masters, one thing, beautiful, it's amazing, but then she kind of opened up and said, I haven't even really recorded Reputation. And
so funny to me.
Yeah, it just hurts because the amount of times I've jumped on the bandwagon and clowned and been like, Reputation's being announced tonight.
Literally everybody.
Even on the Eras tour, it was Toronto, Vancouver, TV, Taylor's version, she's gonna drop it, didn't happen. The AMA, she's gonna happen it, the moon and the stars are aligning,
the 13,
and it's doing this, and that means she's doing Reputation. It looks like a snake, and so obviously happy for her. But she made a good point that I kind of laugh at, is some of these songs were really hard for me to re-record, and I'm like, yeah, no shit, I wouldn't want to re-record a song about my ex when I said he was the love of my life and now he's not anymore. And
I get that point. I think when I read it, I took it more of she was in a really specific kind of what she used the word was, I think, cringe. Did she use the word? She used some sort of word during
she would have said that. I don't think she would say cringe.
She said she used some sort of word during her letter that explained her behavior during that era, and I was you kind of would have to be in that mindset to
I think she said something. I think she said something about being angry or she had something to prove in that era. Which now I get, and she also said she didn't need to improve on Reputation, which I'm that's fair. But she said, which I thought was interesting, Taylor Swift did re-record Debut, and then she said, as if we wouldn't want it, she was I could release them if you guys want it.
There was a couple times she wrote that in the letter, and
I was like, girl, we've been waiting for 2 years. Of course we'd want it. What do you mean?
They've been, So I don't know why she wrote that. Everyone obviously wants it,
but I'm happy for her. But I just wish I want the vault tracks from Reputation, and I think she should do an album that's just called Taylor's version, the vault tracks, and it's just it's not seen as an official album, almost an 11.5 album, and it's just all the vault tracks, even the ones we've already had on a CD and vinyl and things like that.
Do you think that?
And she releases it on her birthday. I think that would be beautiful.
Doesn't she always do stuff on her birthday, anyways?
Not really.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Isn't that why the 13 is so important to her?
Well, yeah, because she was born December 13th. It's just I love the number 12 because I was born on May 12th.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess. But anyways, I'm happy for her. Not happy that y'all aren't getting your new music.
I know. And the last thing I'll say about this is she was oh, I don't think Reputation can be approved upon. And I was I mean, I feel we could have gotten a cooler cover personally. I don't love
that album cover is bad.
Well, some people love it, so I don't want to discredit that. But I just think it'd been so sick to see her in a snake, Medusa kind of cover.
But she's also not known for her album covers, to be honest. I feel they're all just they're there. Like they exist.
You know what? That's a good point. I don't think any of that. Actually, I think the Red Taylor's version was the best album cover ever.
Yeah, and that's like her 12th album cover. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like she doesn't put as much emphasis into those as like other artists do, and maybe that's like a country artist thing because I can't even think of like a country album where the artwork. I mean,
the Fearless
like,
cover is pretty iconic, but it's just like a hair flip.
Yeah.
And Speak Now is pretty. Yeah. I mean, I like the original 19. Oh my God, what? I was about to say
1989?
Yeah, I was about to say 1996, and I was like, no,
No, that's not right.
1989.
Stop not thinking about yourself for like 5 minutes.
I need
Thank
the
you.
coffee, but I like the original 1990. Oh my God,
1989.
I like
Are
the
you
original.
the fan or am I the fan?
I like the original.
Clearly.
I haven't had this coffee yet.
Anyways,
I like the original.
I think it's time to move on to Fifth Harmony. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Okay, so Fifth Harmony. There's rumors that Fifth Harmony is having a reunion. And this is really important to me, one, because of my entire personality in university. I was like the biggest harmonizer. I've met them a couple times. I'm still, if you give me the aux cord, Fifth Harmony will be playing it.
We were at, we were at a lineup for a concert, and someone identified him as that guy who interviewed
Dinah Jane from Fifth
Harmony. And I was like,
no, you guys don't know. So, okay, a little lore before we get into this reunion talk. I was working an event specifically because Fifth Harmony was working it, but also like I worked in television, but they were performing at the Much Music MMVAs at the time, and I saw them, and I'd already met them like 3 or 4 times prior to this, and I'll never forget, Camila looked at me, and she was like, Marco, right? And Marco is close enough to Michael that I was like, that's my fucking name. Like, I am Marco. And I was like, yeah. Like, I was just so excited. She like vaguely remembered that my name was with an M. So I was riding that high for so long.
Did you bring Marco to anything?
No.
Okay.
No. I have a Marco friend. We have a friend named Marco. But no. I just think Camila saw me and was like, I think he starts with an M, and I'm going to just take a shot at it. She could be confusing me for someone else, but I took it. And I was like, oh my God, you remember?
I would run with that.
And then she's like, yeah, like we've met you a few times. And I was like, hell yeah. And like Normani follows me on Twitter. Dinah Jane follows me on Instagram, which also, side note, I still get embarrassed sometimes because sometimes I'll take Fifth Harmony things and forget that Dinah follows me, and then she'll like the story. And I'll be like, ooh, like I can't, I don't want her to like revoke her story. I have to like be a little more cool. So I have to tone that out. Anyways, Fifth Harmony is potentially reuniting.
She's like that salty about it? That she's like, oh, I'm
No. Well, I just like, you just gotta be like cool. I don't be like a big fan. I want to be like a casual fan.
Okay,
got it. I could still get drinks with him. I don't need to revoke my follow. Okay. Anyways, Fifth Harmony might be reuniting. Lauren, Dinah, and Ali were spotted at like a basketball game, which really like infuse these like potential rumors, right? But then here's a couple things. One, I love Fifth Harmony. I would die if they had a reunion and a reunion tour. I would spend money, even if they just did the States, I would fly and see them. Couple things with this. So one, it's not really confirmed, but it's caused so much excitement that if they haven't started talking about it, I think now they would. The only thing is, I would totally believe that Ali, Dinah, and Lauren would sign on. Lauren probably, I think she would sign on with a couple like exceptions, and like she'd want some things different this time, and they would definitely go to a different label altogether. But I don't know if Normani would do it because she recently is engaged. She dropped Dopamine, and she always teased that she was going on the Dopamine tour, which we've never seen.
Did that happen?
No, we haven't gotten any announcements. She also said she has the visuals, just like Beyonce, and we've never seen the visuals.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't believe this woman. I'm sorry.
In my dream world, Fifth Harmony does a reunion tour, and it looks like this. Okay, so
he's already thought about all of this.
If they emailed me and was like, "Would you want to like assistant manage this tour?" I would. I already wrote it. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm locked in. So Fifth Harmony. Here's how I'd make their Fifth Harmony reunion tour. So it'd be the 4 girls. Because I also don't think Camila would sign on, but I'll get into it. It's part of my master plan. So the 4 girls, they sing a couple Fifth Harmony songs and all that stuff, and then we get them into sections. So then we get Ali, and she does like Low Key and like maybe one of her other songs, like a medley of like her solo stuff. Then we get more Fifth Harmony songs. Then Dinah does a medley. Then more Fifth Harmony songs. Lauren does a medley. Fifth Harmony songs.
It's like
Normani does a medley.
Girl showcase.
Yeah, so each girl gets like some, instead of having an opening act, it's kind of like, we're going to do our whole catalog, but also shine our solo moments, okay? And then the end, and it's like Fifth Harmony and blah, blah, blah. But then when they do the LA show, during the final Fifth Harmony, like where it's like, that's my girl, worth it, work from home, like the big, heavy songs, Camila shows up.
Okay.
And they do like one final performance as a fivesome on good terms. And I think that would break the fucking internet.
Does Camila get a solo moment still?
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, I think I personally would even be happy if they did like a Fifth Harmony tour and then they were just like, and Camila Cabello will be at these like 3 LA shows, and would it be a bloodbath? 100%. But I just think for the fans, just because that was such a tough breakup, I think it would just do so much justice if we got to see one more performance as a 5 group.
Right.
And if they live streamed it for those of us who can't attend, but like I will be in attendance. I will
Or they'll just
fight.
film a concert. They'll just do a concert DVD.
Yeah, or like a tour, like a Netflix tour video, like being Fifth Harmony or whatever. And then also, here's also the other thing, and then we'll change topic because I'm going on to it. But I do feel like if Fifth Harmony reunites and does a reunion tour, and if they do the 4 of them, like if Normani does sign on, I do wonder if they'll do like the rebrand of just calling it like Harmony, and then the A is like the 4 instead of being Fifth Harmony, and kind of entering a new era.
I mean, if they don't go with Psycho, right, as their label, will they even be allowed to use Fifth Harmony? Because I feel like they own it.
Yes, because Fifth Harmony, I hate that I know this, but basically,
you know this too.
they were in one of the worst music contracts ever. And the reason I know this is I think that the lawyer was Dina Pole or something like that. Dina something. But basically, Ali Brooke, which is the oldest member of Fifth Harmony, after Camila left, was like, we are in such a horrible contract. I am finding us a music lawyer. And went to UCLA, which is like a university, and found the music lawyer teacher there, and was like, I'm in Fifth Harmony, like we're in like this really bad situation.
I love this for her.
Yeah,
this
and
sounds
so,
like a TV show.
No, it was like the fans knew, like, and anyways, the fans knew this, but and then Dina, I think her name was Dina Lapoy or something, because basically the girls after they got the rights to Fifth Harmony. Okay. So like even the old Fifth Harmony music, I don't even think Camila makes any money off of that, and I don't think Simon Cowell does anymore. They were able to like go to court and get it back.
Okay.
And then the old contract leaked. Like I don't know if it was Dina, I don't know who leaked it, but someone was like, look at this shitty contract that Fifth Harmony was in. Like these girls were like owned and hardly making any money.
I mean like they probably had like days to even look at it. Like they're on what?
Yeah, the X Factor.
And they got made into a group. It was probably like, you sign this if you want to continue. And they're like, yeah, sure, you own our lives. Like probably.
But then basically all 4 girls at one point, like after Camila left, I think it was like around the same time they posted the photo of like all of them in red. They were like, thank you, Dina. Like we own the Fifth Harmony brand. Like we're so excited for this new era. And that's why Psycho, for their final album, which was like the 4 of them, which was such a strong album, like really, it was a new era for Fifth Harmony because it had just like a different feel. It was very mature. But Psycho didn't put any music or budget into, any money or budget into it or promotion or whatever because they were like, we don't really have the ownership. And so in the Fifth Harmony booklet, Lauren, because Lauren was like, is like Renee Rapp, like she'll sign, like she signs things, but she's like, my mouth is gonna say what I want to say. And Lauren in the booklet was like, and special thanks to, and she like named a couple people who worked on this project, even though you were specifically told not to work on it, which basically to the fans was like, Psycho basically told their employees like,
don't work on this.
Let this album flop because we're gonna like unsign them or whatever. So,
well, I'm glad that they got it back because that would be my first thing. All I will say on this is that if they do a reunion at any point, I think it just needs to be thought out and be like all in or all not because this reminds me of Danity Kane, and I don't know if you kept up with that, but Danity Kane, they had 2 albums, then they broke up, then they came back together, and I think there was one girl missing, and then they did a reunion tour, and during that reunion tour, another girl dropped out, and then it was like, then they came back as 3, then they came back as 4, and they keep like, they literally have albums where it's like 3 of them and some where it's 4 of them, like it's an absolute mess. But even like during the tour, like one of them dropped out during the tour. Like it just like it was an absolute disaster. So I just feel like that takes away from it, and it just like almost makes it a joke where it's just like, I'd have wished you guys just didn't do that. Because even sonically, it's like such a mess because they're just like re-recording parts because someone's not in the project anymore and this and this and this. So I would hope that that's not going to happen.
It also worries me, like, it reminds me of the Pussycat Dolls where they did React, and there was like so much hot hype. And then obviously the pandemic kind of like screwed everything up because we didn't get the tour or like the new album altogether.
But like, did you notice that there was like a mess with that too? Because like the React thing happened, then they announced a tour that like didn't happen. But then like there's a bunch of Christmas. I think there was like a Christmas song that came out.
Yeah, where Nicole's not singing on it.
Yeah, and it was just like months after React. And it was, I'm like, why is this happening?
But that's also a take on the Pussycat Dolls, because that was messy too, in the sense that, like, I think a lot of fans were, I love React, I love the music video, and I do enjoy the Pussycat Dolls, but I think that would have been a moment where it's like, let the other girls sing, because we know some of the other girls can sing.
Yeah, well, and especially because, like, we know that was, like, a reason why they broke up in the first place, was that, like, Nicole was not sharing the spotlight.
Yeah.
So it's, like, it's weird that when you come back, you don't fix those problems. Like, of course, they're going to do React, and the girls are like, wait, this is the exact same, I'm out. So...
But anyways, I do agree. I just hope what you said, if the Fifth Harmony reunion tour is happening, it's well thought out, it's well planned, and
everyone's in it.
Either I want 4 or 5. I think if it's 3, I don't know if it would make the same buzz. And then I also worry, like, are we making new music, or are we just going to tour our old music and then promote our solo work as well, which I would happily accept. I think if we're getting new Fifth Harmony music, I just want to make sure they're getting in with like Max Martin, Jack Antonoff. Like, I want like a strong team behind them, because I'm like, I don't want you to come back and flop. Like, we as fans are going to ride for you, but I feel like some of us have grown up and we have jobs now, so we can't be on Twitter like trying to get you guys that promo that we used to. So I just hope
we have our own problems.
Yeah, I actually hope they sign with Universal. I hope they find like a really good label that like believes in them.
Yeah, I hope that when they do, it's exactly that. They have the backing, because I think that's another thing. It's like, if they just go with their same producers that they're using for their solo stuff, like, it's not going to have that impact. And that wasn't even meant to be shady, but like, it's just not the same. They need that same production value that they had to be that band that they had.
And then last thing, because we're us being like, we're only going to talk about this for a little bit.
Well, you had a 30-minute monologue about Fifth Harmony.
Well, because you asked and you were like, oh, do they even own it? And I was like, well, let me tell you. Anyways, I also think, and this will be my final note, while you may disagree, I think each of the solo girls did gain new fans that don't really know Fifth Harmony. Like, so many people don't know Normani was part of Fifth Harmony, right?
Which is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And like, even like Lauren and like, you know, Ali did a lot of like Latin-inspired music, and like she does a lot of EDM music too. So like, oh, and there's also more Laura. So Ali's husband, she just got married, it was like Fifth Harmony's tour manager. So like,
is that how they met?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. So like, they met through that. So like, I think he was the one who will probably plan it all, because he planned like the 727 tour or something.
Okay, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and he like, I don't know if he toured with Justin Bieber, but there's a bunch of photos with like him and Justin Bieber or whatever. So
much lore.
Yeah, so like, I do know a tour, like I feel like he's planning it and Ali's in it, and like they're just like recruiting the other girls potentially. But I'm just very excited, and I need a Fifth Harmony reunion to happen, because it would heal something in me.
Well, other than Fifth Harmony and Taylor Swift, because that's not even new music, that's just music news. We've got new music from Lorde. How did you feel about it? Man of the Year, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It does remind me of like an older Lorde sound, which 100%. I am happy with. I think I still like What Was That more.
Yes, I think this song was more for her than it was for us. I think it comes together a little bit better with the video.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at it. I hope that the rest of the album is not like it. I like the song as a whole. I like how it builds, but it is very like older Lorde. And I think What Was That felt like such a, not even a full step away, because I think she's done like Greenlight, I feel like kind of has that same idea as like What Was That, but I kind of just hope it's more of What Was That than it is Man of the Year.
Yeah, I'm curious. I think with Lorde, she has so many different sounds that she can play with that are still Lorde, but she did mention that Man of the Year was her favorite song.
I know, so that's what like makes me curious about the album, because I think I'm hoping it's her favorite because it's the most personal and not because it's the best sounding. Or like you know what I mean?
We'll have to see.
We'll see.
Only a couple weeks away.
Yeah, I mean, and Addison as well.
Oh my God, Addison's new song "Fame Is a Gun" is so good.
Are you finally on the Addison train again?
I mean, I've always been on.
Yes, but like the last couple times, both of us have been in agreement that it kind of like dipped a little bit.
Well, yeah, I think High Fashion. I was like, wait, that one didn't work for me personally.
Yes,
but every other song she's put out, I've been a fan of. It's just High Fashion I did not like.
High Fashion and Aquamarine, I think, were for me the ones.
I like Aquamarine.
They slowly got. I'm into them now, but I don't think at first hit they hit like that. Pepsi.
Into me.
No, still no. That didn't help. Minus points actually.
Miley though. Miley Cyrus's new album is finally out. Something Beautiful. What's your hot take?
I like it. I think I still have to sit with it a little bit more. I think I definitely like it more than Endless Summer Vacation. I don't like it more than Plastic Hearts. I think Plastic Hearts is still
my favorite
best Miley album.
Yeah. In my opinion.
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement. Like I think it's spot on.
Yeah.
But, I think I just have to sit with it. I really like the Dua Lipa song.
Oh my God, the song about Dua Lipa, rumored to be about Dua Lipa, featuring Naomi Campbell. So yeah, I do like that song. I like Walk of Fame.
Yes,
I think that's just
like Easy Lover is really good.
Yeah,
too.
an Easy Lover. Like there are some really strong pop sounds.
Yes,
into it, and it kind of, I feel with the album is, it toys with a bunch of Miley eras. Like I feel the Endless Summer Vacation influence on this album, but then I do feel like some poppier stuff that I'm like, oh, this sounds like fans always say Easy Lover sounds like it could be a mature Hannah Montana song. So
I kind of, yeah. And there's definitely stuff from Plastic Hearts. There's definitely Plastic Hearts influences.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought it was a cute album. I've definitely saved a couple songs. There was a couple songs that I didn't save, but I like it. I hope Walk of Fame is like a fun little music video.
Yeah, I think once I see the movie, it'll maybe help bring some of it together.
Yeah, I'm curious.
But I guess we'll find out. Actually, it just feels so far away compared to like, the album coming out.
And I don't know if this is just me being like optimistic, but I hope Walk of Fame is like her as Hannah Montana walking on like the Hollywood star and then breaking the Hannah Montana star and putting in like a Miley Cyrus star and then taking off the wig. Because I just think that'd be so funny.
You have the whole video.
But like basically her being like, I own Hannah Montana, like with that I am Hannah Montana. And she's done, like she acknowledges now that she like loves Hannah and like all that stuff. But I just think it'd be such a fun look at like the concept of like Walk of Fame. It's like I've been famous for this long. Like everywhere I walk, I'm famous.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah. And then speaking of Tate.
Oh yeah, speaking of Tate, I forgot. We'll make this quick because I don't want to give Morgan Wallen any of my airtime. But she has new music and song for Just Keep Watching, which is great. Wish we had the Tyler version. That's all I'll say on that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate when a song leaks and it has a feature and then the feature doesn't make it.
We've been here before.
Yeah, R.I.P. Dua Lipa Normani song. Yeah. But I like the music video. I think Tate's great. It's just I feel torn that her first number one is with Morgan Wallen.
Whalen. I don't even care enough to figure it out. But I think
you can take the girl out of Calgary, but you can't take Calgary out of the girl.
I think we could just end it there because that's all we need to say.
But you know what? The song, Morgan aside, the songs.
I hate that I hate that I like it, but I will not support it. I will not give him my 25 cents through streaming. Absolutely not.
Yeah, because he really needs your 25 cents.
Hey, it all adds up. So moving on to the show that all the gay people are talking about.
Overcompensating.
Yeah, it's so cute actually. I completely binged it over like a couple days.
Pisses me off. I'm just kidding. I just love her. She's so funny. Do you know what the line I'm talking about?
Yeah. The dead brother.
Yeah. He's dead.
It was great.
It just pisses me off. Overcompensating is so well written. And to be fair, so Benny, he went on a comedy tour and he toured Toronto and he actually did his like opening number for the tour was Lucky. And it was kind of cute because I have a video on like my old iPhone of like Benny walking through the crowd to lip singing to Lucky dressed up as like a Britney Spears kind of character.
How long ago was this?
God, it was at Phoenix. I was in university still.
Oh God, so yeah, like a while ago. Okay.
Maybe not, or maybe I just graduated. I would say between 2017 to 2019.
Okay.
Somewhere in there, and it was such a funny show. But it was, I think it might even been called the Overcompensating tour. I'm not sure, but like it was just funny to see elements from that comedy special
Like
put into his show. Yeah.
I like that. I loved it. It felt, maybe because I binged it, but it felt short. Do you know what I mean? I hope it gets picked up. I hope.
Yeah, I'm surprised it hasn't been picked up yet. It's like it's been in the top 10 for a couple weeks now. I think the other thing that I don't know if this is why you love it too, but one, I love it because I think I see myself in a lot of the characters, in university, figuring yourself out. But two, it's filmed in Toronto where we live, and it's cute to see little places like there's one scene in a parking lot. And I'm like, oh, I've been in that parking
I know
lot.
that. I mean, there's always a soft spot when you recognize stuff in there.
Yeah.
But I think overall, I just it felt really relatable, and sometimes you watch, even when you watch sometimes queer stories that are obviously not made by queer people, you can tell.
Yeah.
But there's sometimes I find that you will watch queer stories by queer people. And it's obviously authentic, but it's still not your experience. It's still that person's experience.
Yeah.
Where I felt this was done in a way that I feel like everyone I've spoken to about it was I relate to this. This was my experience. And I think it just even though it's his story, I think there's a lot of elements that are everyone's stories.
Oh, also I saw something on Twitter that bothered me, and I think this is something that. About the gay community in general, but with Overcompensating, a lot of gays on Twitter were complaining. I was like, oh my God, of course Benny would write a scene where he's shirtless and da-da-da. And I was like, bitch, if any of you wrote a TV show, you looked hot Benny, you would do the same. And Benny's not even my type, but I'm just saying if I looked like that and I wrote a TV show, of course I would. I don't understand what it is about gay people where they see another gay person succeeding and they want to diminish that. And I don't know. I think it just was bothering me when I was seeing that Discord on Twitter trying to rip Benny down for a shirtless scene where I'm like, his show's hilarious, he's successful, and he made a really good storyline. Stop hating.
100%. And also regardless of any of that, you're gonna tell me if you know you're going to be filming a television show for Amazon Prime, you're obviously going to be working out and following a strict diet and looking your best, and you're going to show it off. Anyone's going to do that. You're going to feel confident as fuck. You're on set, your show, and if you're going to be shirtless, be shirtless. Also, you would be shirtless in real life. There's so many scenes. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, they kind of avoided locker room scenes and that kind of vibe for the most part.
Yeah, but I guess that's not really a university thing, right?
Well, I guess he was supposed to be on playing football, right? But I guess he did.
That was in high school.
Wasn't he also still gonna supposed to be doing it?
No, because remember he joined the rowing team.
Yeah, okay, but they didn't film anything like that. But they still made it in a natural way where he was shirtless. It's not like he's just walking around campus shirtless.
And you know what I also say? I felt with such a big cast, every character was really well fleshed out. Even the side characters that didn't get a lot of screen time, you kind of already knew exactly who they were and what their vibe was. And I think that's a testament to giving content creators a platform. Because I feel sometimes, and I guess this relates to what we were saying with Addison Rae. I think sometimes when someone's discovered on the internet, we kind of just label them as just they're on the internet. What they're going to make is not going to be as
dumb.
polished. But Benny and Addison, obviously 100%. Two very different fields, but the common denominator being Charlie XCX. But
Charlie knows what's good.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I love seeing people who are discovered on the internet do things beyond the internet and showing that they deserved all of this success, and I hope Overcompensating gets a season 2.
Well, yeah, and I think what I'll add a note onto that about sort of what you're saying is I think the reason why these two things Addison Rae and Benny are working so well is because they're taking the stuff from the internet that they learned and that they grew from, but they're not just regurgitating it into the same thing. And I think the perfect example of that was like Addison Rae, Obsessed. Like when she released that, people were like, oh yeah, this is the song that like the TikTok girl would make. You know what I mean? But like, no, like when she followed herself and did like her actual music and her own thing, everyone's vibing with it. And I think the Benny Drama stuff is like the same thing. Like I think if he had made like a skit show where he's just making TikTok skits, like we wouldn't have not had the same reaction to it. I think it would have just been like, oh, it's just a TikToker doing TikTok skits in a larger format. Like we've seen that before, and we didn't really care. So I think having something different is good.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it's it'd be a shame if it doesn't get renewed. It needs to get renewed.
Yeah, I think so.
But the one thing is, and then I'll wrap this up on that, but technically they were shooting the show when Charlie XCX was here for Brat, because all her scenes were done.
Then between tour,
the sweat tour.
Yeah.
So like that was October of last year.
They turned around quite quickly, actually.
Yeah. So if it does get renewed, I guess they would film it like September to like October, November. But they have to like be filming whilst school is happening. So it is kind of a tight deadline, because the other thing is like you have to consider what other projects people have already been booked on too. Is Benny on another show? Is the sister on another show? Like who's still available? So that could also be playing a lot of factors into how this will all pan out. Granted, we also didn't really get a lot of episodes around winter. So maybe the next episode, and granted, I think the next season would be like the winter arc of first year university. Yeah,
because I mean, like, they have to plan it in a way that makes sense given how it ended. No spoilers, obviously. So I think if it does get picked up, it's going to be very quick. Because I also think in terms of like writing this, it doesn't feel like something that he needs a lot of time to flesh out. Like I think if he's sort of like, I feel like he already has the idea of how this whole show is going to be.
Right.
Just based off of his experience.
Yeah.
So I hope it's quick. I think it was great. I wish it was longer. I wish we had more episodes. And I will be tuning into season 2.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, I have a hot take that I would like to discuss. It's multiple parts, but the first part is like lining up for things. I just cannot get behind it, and I don't know if this is a me thing, if the other people feel this way, but I just don't understand lineups in any capacity, and I think the city, and maybe this, like, internet, tell me if this is just a Toronto thing. The city loves lining up. Like, lining up for a clothing drop, a shoe drop, like, a bubble tea space, or a bubble tea will open up, and there'll be, like, a 3-day lineup for a BOGO bubble tea. And you could just order it on Uber Eats, or just, like, show up a week later when there's no line. But people will line up for it. Anytime someone opens up a store, people line up for it. I don't understand. And I just like, why are we lining up 3 hours to get a half-price bubble tea? I don't get it.
Yeah, I can half agree. Like, one thing, I don't know what is at the store Brandy Melville, but there's always a line there. And the crazy thing is it'd be like 11 a.m. and I'm like, don't you people have like a job? Like,
but like work? it's a weekend line too. Like,
yeah,
like I know. Walk on a normal day. Like, just go on Monday.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think there is something about a line that gets people interested. Like, I live by a concert venue, and sometimes when I'm walking and I see a lineup, I am curious, like, like, who's performing today? So sometimes I might ask someone in line, just like, oh, who's performing?
Okay,
but
I get what you're saying. Because I get if it's like pit or whatever and you want good seats, but here's a perfect example for me about lining up for concerts that I don't understand. So we went to see Flo, right? And I don't know if you caught this part of the conversation, but so we did the meet and greet, and then we were already in the venue, and then we were at the front because like then they let everyone else in, right? And so the people that came in first, that were like right at the front with us, they were talking. Someone tried to butt into the front. I don't know if you caught that whole. Yeah, I actually think you were peeing, which is standard.
I always get pee.
But someone was trying to push to the front, and then a bunch of these people started fighting, and they were like, no, like, we've been waiting here since noon. Like, we know who our line people are. Like, we know who's been waiting here since noon. We've been together in line for 7 hours. You're not getting towards the front. You're not pushing your way up to the front. Like, be respectful, whatever. Totally agree. If you're not going to put in the work, you don't get to just push yourself to the front. But I was thinking about that, and I was like, I feel like I personally would have rather just, like, worked, like, hey, give me an extra shift at work. I'll work today, make some money, and not wait in line 7 hours. Because I feel like obviously waiting in line, it's a fact. Like getting a meet and greet, obviously there's a budget factor into it. So I understand, especially if you're like high school, university. Like I could never afford to do any of that stuff back then. But I also wouldn't want to wait in line 7 hours to be the first at the front.
Yeah.
Like I would have figured out a different way to do it. And it just boggles my mind, especially when it's like people waiting in line for an hour to get half price off bubble tea. Like you just wasted your time.
You love using this bubble tea example.
No, because it happened. There's that building that like, there's a condo that opened up the street, and like there's retail stores at the front. So like every month, like a new retail store is opening up, and they're all becoming, it's all like food, right? So there was like, the bubble tea was like an 1.5 to 3 hour wait. There was a hot dog store that was like a 2 hour wait. And I'm just like, just give it 2 weeks. When Shake Shack opened up,
oh my God, yeah.
there was lineups
crazy.
Like to get a burger, and it was like a 2 hour wait. And I'm just like, give it a month. Like,
wait for the hype to down. Yeah, I can agree to that. Like, but I think sometimes lineups are just like a reality of life. Like if you're at an amusement park, if you're, at the self-checkout, like there's
part of.
Yeah.
But I think I just don't understand like wasting, like to me, like Shake Shack is the perfect example.
Yeah.
Because to me, everyone that waited in line, unless you were like visiting Canada and you're like, it's now or never, I get that. But if you live here, why did you wait 3 hours to eat a burger that you can just like show, like I can walk in today, like a month later, you could have walked in and just got a burger, regular. You didn't have to wait outside in the cold.
That's true.
And I don't understand why, like, we subject ourselves to this waste of our time. Like, I don't get it.
Maybe people just have too much free time. I don't know.
In this day and age,
yeah,
where rent is $1 million, girl, you got to be hustling with all your extra time. I can't afford to spend 3 hours.
I agree. I don't love waiting in lines, but I think sometimes, like, it happened. Like I think I'll forego the concert thing. Like I think waiting in line for concerts is fine.
That's just one of my many examples of when
or like sometimes I find I'm a gamer, but like I find it interesting when it's like midnight, a game drops and people are like in line at the store to pick it up. And I'm like,
yeah,
I'll wait 2 days, guys. Like I don't need it right away.
Yeah.
But I also am like, if that's going to bring you joy, go for it. But I do find tenting a little crazy in lines. That for me is a little like, oof.
There was, I don't remember I actually still don't know what the concert was, but there was a day where I was at Noso and I was walking back. I like went to get something at like, there's a Dollarama that's near, what's that, Opera House? Not Opera. Is it Opera House? That's like, on like Queen. I think it's Opera House.
Yeah, it's Opera House. Yeah.
And there was people lining up, and there was like, I could see like trailers, like with the artist trailers were already parked there, and there's people lining up there are people there in tents, and it was at the Opera House. So I'm like, this is a smaller artist because like Opera House is like a couple thousand people at most. And then I looked at the marquee of like the people coming up, and it wasn't even that day. It was like the next day, and I was like, you're here like a minimum 24 hours before. What's going on, girl?
Yeah.
And there was multiple people there. And I was just like, what is happening?
Like, it is part of a culture, I think. I personally wouldn't do it. Like, I'm not like lining up, because I also want to I want to look cute. I want to like pre a little bit. Like, as we just discussed, like I always have to pee. So like.
You could not survive a long line.
Yeah. But I do know like when I was younger, like.
Maybe it's an age thing.
Yeah, like Ariana Grande, Fifth Harmony, like I really did go early and lined up. I didn't stay the night, and I wasn't like I think if doors open at 7, I might be there like 5. You know what I mean?
That's how I'm now. Like 5, 6, like if I really care, if I know I need to get a good view, like obviously I'll show up, and that's the thing. I feel like if it's like a necessity of like it's this or never, sure. But like, I also still would have my limit with like an hour, or something, not like 12.
But speaking of an hour, I think we've gone an hour over what we thought we were going to do.
Feels like it. So
thanks
we'll wrap
for
this
tuning
up.
in.
Thank you.
More coming soon on PopTake. Thanks for listening. This has been your hot take on music, pop culture, and life. That's our tagline.
Yes.
I'm Mikael Melo.
I'm Hugo Filipe.
See you next time.
Bye.